Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome. How you guys doing today with the YouTube going on with the business? How you guys doing today? Today's gonna be different. There's gonna be an update of the New Jersey flag. I'm not gonna play the whole video. It's like 3 hours. I'm just gonna play the from parts by part. I'm gonna got a few news we can look at. You know, the meanwhile, get more people coming in. Let's get some intro music. Hey, Quick. Hey, Chuck. How you guys doing today? I got to change that intro music because that's my old channel name, but I don't know how to change it. This morning I was looking up, and they have an update on the council meeting happened yesterday. I just upload some content or about New Jersey update the council meeting. We're gonna play a clip of it. Let me what you guys think about it. We're gonna talk about it a bit. Then we have some news. We're gonna talk some videos. Here we go. Let's get started. Oops. Oh, okay. If you want the link, just say so. Okay. Whoa. Oops. Before I started, hold on. Okay.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Crusher.
Here.
Councilmember Boyle.
Here.
Councilmember Harris. Councilmember Patel.
Here.
Councilmember Teal.
Here.
Councilmember Pointer. Councilmember Noel.
Here.
Madam Clerk, adequate notice, please.
I've been noticed that this meeting is required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by the Henry notice sent to the Home News Review, Star Letter, Desert Talkman, News Indian Times on December 12th, 2023, and posted in the lobby municipal complex on that same date.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to Council President's remarks. Good evening, everyone. I want to begin by addressing the concerns that have been raised over the past few weeks. I take full responsibility for my actions and decisions. I want to offer a sincere apology. This moment has been an opportunity for reflection, and I have thought deeply about how I can do better moving forward. Let me be clear. I made a mistake.
Do you see that? He said he made a mistake. What do you guys think? Hey, Blair. He said, I'm making a mistake. You see how his body language is? You see how he look at the microphone like he don't even freaking mean it? You see his face? He don't mean it, That's a freaking this is a lame ass apologies, It's fake, Let's go on.
As the person charged with maintaining the decorum of this chamber, the responsibility to get this right is mine. In my effort to uphold order, I made an error in judgment. one that unintentionally gave the impression that the symbols of the American flag or the Constitution were being diminished. That was never the intent. And I regret that my actions sent that message. The flag, the Constitution, and the symbols of the country are sacred. They represent the values and sacrifice that bind us together as a nation. And they deserve our utmost respect. To be clear, the ordinance at the center of this issue does not ban flags, the Constitution, or any symbol of our nation. The flag is here in this chamber, and we pledge allegiance to it at the start of every meeting. These symbols are not just present, they are.
You know what's funny? If you guys look at the video back about a week or so, there was no flag on a hearing. There was no flag at all. It was empty. And now they have a flag. If you guys noticed that, if you guys go back to the video, you didn't see no flag on a courthouse. Now you see a flag.
Are cherished. To make our intent crystal clear and to ensure this misunderstanding never occurs again, I am introducing a resolution tonight to formally capture and reinforce that intent. The intent of this ordinance has always been to create a space where everyone can speak, listen, and engage in meaningful dialogue without distraction or disruptions. However, I understand that my handling of the situation has caused frustration and concerns. For that, I apologize again. I have learned an important lesson from this experience, and I want to thank the community for holding me accountable and showing me the importance of unity even in disagreement. Moving forward, I ask for your understanding. Mistakes happen, but what matters most is that what we learn from them and how we can move forward together. I hope we can focus on the critical work of serving this township, a responsibility we all share. Let us move past this moment and return to what brings us here, the desire to make our community stronger. I am committed to doing my part, and I invite you to join me in that effort. Now, Madam Clerk, please read the resolution.
A resolution designating display of the American flag, Constitution, and other founding documents as protected speech. Whereas the Township of Edison has recently enacted ordinance number 2239-2024, which set forth rules of decorum at public meetings of the Edison Township Council. Whereas the ordinance does not and never intended to ban a member of the public from displaying the American flag, the United States Constitution, or any other founding documents of the United States. Whereas the purpose of the decorum ordinance is to provide a framework for the orderly and effective conduct of the town meeting.
Yeah, Cliff, you see how it is? It's a fake ass apologies. You could see both of them not even standing up and apologize. They're freaking sitting down and pretending reading the paper. You know, if I were the mayor, if I make a mistake, I would stand up and talk to the people, shake their hands, and say, I'm very sorry. You know, apologize. You know, and look at these two idiots sitting down and doing nothing. You know.
Whereas the clear intent of the ordinance is to protect only those behaviors which are in fact disruptive to the meeting and impair the council's ability to conduct the business of the township. And whereas the Township of Edison wishes to clearly express its respect for those symbols representing American freedom and democracy. And whereas the Township Council, the mayor, and the administration of the Township of Edison wish to be known that the display of the American flag, the United States Constitution, and other founding documents to be considered protected speech that is welcome in council chambers. Now therefore be resolved by the Township of Edison Municipal Council as follows. Ordinance number 2239-2024 does not include a prohibition on the display of the American flag and the United States Constitution or any other founding documents of the United States. The Township of Edison respects, honors, and welcomes all displays of the American flag in council chambers. The rules of decorum are intended to be enforced only against those behaviors which are in fact disruptive to the orderly and effective execution of the township's ability to conduct the business of the town and shall be interpreted accordingly. The resolution shall take effect immediately.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Order. That's
Now I'm going to be going on to
Exactly,
your
Cliff.
petitions and remarks.
Point of
And
order.
Starting off with,
Point of order.
starting off with Joel
Point of
Basso.
order. It's not on the agenda. It's not on the agenda. Robert's rules.
So, Councilman, this is a work session, correct? So this is an item that I believe Council President has asked to be added to the agenda for the meeting on Wednesday, correct? On Wednesday, you had it?
No.
Yeah, it's, tonight he's adding it to the agenda for the meeting. Remember, this is a work session meeting, so it's added.
Point of order.
The clerk is just gonna give the number, I'm not sure what number that is. If I have in my sheet, if he listed under the clerk, or is it under the chief of police, like at what point do I get to speak about this?
It should be under 15.
15.
Point of order.
Joel
Point
Basso.
of order. You have to address it. It's a public meeting.
Sir, I'm the bring on the attorney. Point of orders are for the council members, the members of this is now the time for you to speak, so you'll have a chance to speak.
Robert's rules.
No, but you're not a member of the governing body, so you don't get to make a motion. I apologize.
Point of resolution.
I think Mr. Bassoff is the first person to call. Mr. Bassoff, you can come up.
Yeah, exactly. I know, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Address.
Joel Vassoff, 17 Lane, Madison.
I don't know.
So, Mr. President, I'd like to address something that I wanted to bring up at the last council meeting, but I didn't have a chance. I'd like you to address the eviction of the Edison Art Society from its exhibition space on the third floor of the municipal building. You know, arts enhance our lives, and it serves as a form of expression that's often more eloquent than words. The eviction of the Art Society bothers me, not only because art should hold an honored and prominent space in this people's building, but also because I personally know what it feels like to be expelled from the municipal building. On your orders, the police removed me from the podium twice, once for referring to a copy of the Constitution that I held up in my hand, and then referring to an American flag that I held in my hand. The second time, you had the police eject me from the chamber and ask me to leave the building. So based on rules that existed only in your own head, you declared that the Constitution and the American flag were both props and constituted a breach of decorum. My understanding now, based on this current resolution, is that you're going to be engaging in some form of viewpoint discrimination. So now certain objects will be acceptable and certain objects will not be acceptable for expressing yourself in a constitutionally protected manner. It'll be interesting to hear how the attorney parses that out when that ends up being questioned. So also, nobody who was watching the meeting on Edison TV could see what was happening because someone ordered Edison TV not to show the podium anymore. You and the mayor don't want the viewing public to get a full picture of what happens here because you feel threatened by transparency. So fortunately, New Brunswick Today reported the meeting. Everyone who wants to see what happened at the last meeting could go to nb.today, and hopefully while you're there, you'll support local investigative journalism by clicking on the donate button, because without local press, a lot of what happens here just goes under the radar. Also, you can go to YouTube and search for New Brunswick Today. Another way for people to see what you and the mayor don't want the public to see is to go to Facebook and join the group Edison NJ Taxpayers. It'll be enlightening. Also, you could go to the blog Paul Not People, blogspot.com, and you'll learn a lot about the way Edison spends its money, wisely or not. Finally, a group that's defending free speech in Edison, there's the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression. You could go to thefire.org, read a news release about Edison, and hopefully click on the donate button there too. So I'd like you to look to your right and focus on the American flag that's at the front of the room and think about what it means when you pledge your allegiance to that flag. And by the way, now that I've called your attention to that flag, I hope you still have decorum in the room, Except if you do look at that flag, you're no longer focused on the speaker at the podium. So I'll hold up the flag to make.
You see how they come now? You see? Big difference with last time. Now we let him to speak. You see all the officers are in the back, then not taking him out. You see? You see how it make a big difference when everyone complained, the media, everybody in the YouTube area, the A1 committee. That's how you get the work done, you know?
Make it easier to get your attention. And as you can see, decorum has not changed. We still have decorum in the room, no matter what someone holds in their hand, the decorum
Okay.
doesn't change. So when you recited your Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, you also pledged your allegiance to the republic for which it stands, and that's based on a constitution that guarantees us certain rights, and that includes the right to petition the government for redress of grievances. You voted to curtail that right by cutting our speaking time by 33%, and it also gives us the right to freedom of speech. So you should want these meetings to be fully transparent to the public. So what I'm going to ask you to do right now, since it's supposed to be your meeting, direct Edison TV right now to start focusing on the podium so that members of the public who can't make it here can get a full picture of what goes on. People want to see which neighbors of theirs are speaking out on issues that concern them. They want to see what members of the public are speaking on these issues. So why don't you do that right now, direct Edison TV to focus on whoever's speaking, whether on the dais or at the podium. Why don't you do that? That's the question. Why don't you do that?
Joe, I'll listen.
Okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'm holding up a picture of the Great Seal of Edison, okay? It says, our motto, let there be light. That indicates that we're supposed to be enlightened here. We're supposed to shed light on things. And one of the ways of shedding light on things is broadcasting what happens at these meetings. If you don't broadcast the full extent of what goes on at this meeting, you're not letting there be light. You're casting a good portion of the township in darkness. And that's not what you're supposed to do. Your interest is supposed to be for the public and not just protecting the mayor and yourselves from criticism, which is what you're doing now. So how about it? Let's let Edison TV focus on everything that's going on at this meeting. Let there be light. That's our motto. Uphold it. And I asked a question about the Warren Society.
Yes, and I will be answering all the questions at the end, and we will have a lot of people to get through, and I want to make sure we get everybody first. Moving on to Ed Frank.
Yes, Mr. Frank, are you changing our normally they come up and speak, we answer their questions, and now you're changing.
Okay, I'm gonna put it back.
We'll do that, I'm gonna say here.
Calling the work session meeting December
I'm
9th.
going back, guys.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Last 2 weeks ago, the New Jersey Edison County banned the flag, and you cannot flag the flag anymore. But it's 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now they apologize. They apologize for everything, you know.
Councilmember Brush.
Here.
Councilmember Boyle. Here. Councilmember Harris. Here. Councilmember Patel.
Here.
Councilmember Teal.
Here.
Councilmember Pointer. Councilmember Shmuel.
Here.
Madam Clerk, adequate notice, please.
I've been noticed that this meeting is required by the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975 has been provided by the New York Central Home News Tribune, Star Ledger Desert Talkman, News Indian Times on December 12th, 2023, and posted in the Long Beach Municipal Complex on that same date.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to Council President's remarks. Good evening, everyone. I want to begin by addressing the concerns that have been raised over the past few weeks. I take full responsibility for my actions and decisions. I want to offer a sincere apology. This moment has been an opportunity for reflection, and I have thought deeply about how I can do better moving forward. Let me be clear. I made a mistake. As the person charged with maintaining the decorum of this chamber, the responsibility to get this right is mine. In my effort to uphold order, I made an error in general. One that unintentionally gave the impression that the symbols of the American flag or the Constitution were being diminished. That was never the intent. And I regret that my actions sent that message. The flag, the Constitution, and the symbols of the country are sacred. They represent the values and sacrifice that bind us together as a nation. And they deserve our utmost respect. To be clear, the ordinance at the center of this issue does not ban flags, the Constitution, or any symbol of our nation. The flag is here in this chamber, and we pledge allegiance to it at the start of every meeting. These symbols are not just present, they are cherished.
Exactly, Cliff. Yes,
To make
exactly.
our intent crystal clear, and to ensure this misunderstanding never occurs again, I am introducing a resolution tonight to formally capture and reinforce that intent. The intent of this ordinance has always been to create a space where everyone can speak, listen, and engage in meaningful dialogue without distraction or disruptions. However, I understand that my handling of the situation has caused frustration and concerns. For that, I apologize again. I have learned an important lesson from this experience, and I want to thank the community for holding me accountable and showing me the importance of unity even in disagreement. Moving forward, I ask for your understanding. Mistakes happen, but what matters most is that what we learn from them and how we can move forward together. I hope we can focus on the critical work of serving this township, a responsibility we all share. Let us move past this moment and return to what brings us here, the desire to make our community stronger. I am committed to doing my part, and I invite you to join me in that effort. Now, Madam Clerk, please read the resolution.
A resolution designating display of the American flag, Constitution, and other founding documents as protected speech. Whereas the Township of Edison has recently enacted ordinance number 2239-2024, which set forth rules of decorum at public meetings of the Edison Township Council. Whereas the ordinance does not and never intended to ban a member of the public from displaying the American flag, the United States Constitution, or any other founding documents of the United States. Whereas the purpose of the decorum ordinance is to provide a framework for the orderly and effective conduct of the township's public meetings. And whereas the clear intent of the ordinance is to protect only those behaviors which are in fact disruptive to the meeting and impair the council's ability to conduct the business of the township. Whereas the Township of Edison wishes to clearly express its respect for those symbols representing American freedom and democracy. And whereas the Township Council, the mayor, and the administration of the Township of Edison wish to be known that the display of the American flag, the United States Constitution, and other founding documents to be considered protected speech that is welcome in council chambers. Now therefore be resolved by the Township of Edison Municipal Council as follows. Ordinance number 2239-2024 does not include a prohibition on the display of the American flag and the United States Constitution or any other founding documents of the United States. The Township of Edison respects, honors, and welcomes all displays of the American flag in council chambers. The rules of decorum are intended to be enforced only against those behaviors which are in fact disruptive to the execution of the township's ability to conduct the business of the town and shall be interpreted accordingly. The resolution shall take effect immediately.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Order. Yeah, that's
Now-
this.
Now, on the legal petitions and remarks.
Point of order.
We're gonna have, here we go. Now we're gonna talk few news section. No, that's it, Cliff. I got other news to play too.
Passengers at the airport will no longer be searched by drug agents for cash. Taking a live look here at Charlotte Douglas International from the Catalyst building. We're not talking about getting screened by TSA. This pertains to law enforcement officers in plain clothes searching passengers as they go to board their flight.
You're either going to sign a consent form saying that you're allowing us to search them.
Okay.
Or I'm going to detain them, run my dog on it, and get a search warrant.
Feel free to search the bag, sir.
Are you willing to sign a consent form?
Yes, I will sign a consent form. Feel free to search my bags.
The U.S. Drug
Wow.
Enforcement Administration and other drug agents are searching for drugs or cash from drug trafficking.
Yeah, they were doing that lately for other airports, Cliff. Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous, you know.
Law enforcement at Charlotte Douglas International have found drugs before, and they've arrested passengers, including one, remember this story, used a wheelchair to smuggle in drugs. Take a look at this. In 2022, agents arrested Alexander Lopez Moral during his layover in Charlotte. Officers found the 22-year-old physically sitting on 11 kilos of cocaine. You can see the drugs there hidden inside the wheelchair. But in many cases, the drug agents aren't finding narcotics or making any arrests. Instead, they're just seizing the money they find on innocent passengers.
Wow.
That's why our national investigative team stepped into this story. Their series of reports led the Justice Department to shut down this DEA operation. Brendan Keefe shares why you won't be searched without a warrant at the gate next time you fly.
You're either going to sign a consent form saying that you're allowing us to search them.
Whatever you guys are doing in this airport
Or I'm going to detain them,
is totally wrong.
run my dog on it, and get a search warrant.
I'm a random search, guys.
I didn't feel like I could have said no.
So those white folks,
And I'm the random search.
No, there's no way this is random.
It is.
Innocent passengers searched at the gate by
Stop it,
plainclothes drug agents looking to seize cash.
You're taking people's money based off an assumption.
I work hard for my money.
How many innocent people do you have to search before you find what you're looking for?
I've got nothing to say to you.
The DEA still hasn't answered our questions, but our 2-year investigation
Why do people have to prove themselves innocent?
would lead to a single incident that would end the entire program nationwide.
Oh, that's my. Hey.
Where's your bag at?
I don't consent to search, sir.
You don't have to consent. Where's your backpack at? Where is it? Under your seat?
It got put away, but I don't consent to being searched.
Oh,
So this is-
that stuff.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
I would have just assumed that it was part of a standard screening procedure and consented to the search.
David recorded it on the very same phone where he had watched our investigation in plain sight. He stopped recording only to double check the article so he could stand up for his rights. This particular passenger said no, did not give consent,
Correct.
and the task force officer removed his bag from the plane anyway.
And to do that, the agent needed reasonable suspicion.
The Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Justice reopened his investigation of the DEA's airport cold consent encounters after seeing the video David recorded.
Absent that video, there was no record of the incident.
Once they learned of your latest investigation, they were going back and filling out these reports.
They started creating paperwork, trying to lay out why they did what they did.
When you buy a last minute ticket, we get alerts.
I purchased a last-minute ticket to come interview you.
Approaching individuals based solely on that basis without any lead, any other information to suggest they might be a drug courier or money launderer was concerning.
The Inspector General discovered David's last-minute ticket was reported to the DEA by an airline employee who was a regular paid informant.
A single commercial airline employee received tens of thousands of dollars.
It turned out that the individual was getting a percentage of the amount seized.
Informants are being paid with confiscated property from searches that the informants triggered with no real evidence.
U.S. Senator John Ossoff of Georgia launched his own inquiry with the Department of Justice, citing the findings of our investigation.
The Inspector General's report was scathing about the failures associated with this program. Many of those failures revealed by your reporting.
We are recommending, which is what we did in the report, immediately suspending these activities, which the department did.
This is the directive from the Deputy Attorney General of the U.S. Department of Justice, ordering the DEA to stop searching innocent passengers at departure gates nationwide.
Now, at airports across the nation, there's no sign of plainclothes drug agents searching passengers at the boarding door. The agents appear to have departed. It's unclear if they'll ever return.
Brendan Keefe reporting for us tonight. Well, very cold temperatures.
Well, here was the last one. I got one last one with someone for the news.
Going to do this, so we're not going to do this.
Why not?
Because we don't need to do this.
But you don't need to, but you should. You should be able to just go boom, boom, boom,
Right,
boom.
and we
boom.
don't have to.
What are
explain
they?
them to you, sir. We
Do
don't
you
have
know
to
them?
Explain this to you, sir.
Thank you.
So you don't.
This guy's talking to a young cop and an old cop. 17 years, if I'm not mistaken, he's been on the force. He says he knows the First Amendment, but he won't state it. Keep in mind that the First Amendment and asking a cop to state it, they will say things like, oh, we don't have to, or, you know, we're not allowed to opinionate while on the job. Idiots. It's not an opinion. It's part of your job. You can state it. You can tell the people that you know what your job is. The problem is you guys don't know it. We've uncovered that pattern. I've asked thousands of cops if they know the First Amendment, and they don't. Let's keep watching.
Oh, dude, you're Italian and you don't know the First Amendment, dude.
Sir, he knows it.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
So then why doesn't he say it?
He's been doing this for quite a while.
So then
now.
why doesn't he say? Why
Because he
would
doesn't
he
need
say
to.
it?
We're not playing games.
Come on,
here,
man.
Okay. You came here. For
This is not a game,
Wow.
sir. The First Amendment is not a game.
You're right. I agree.
Okay, so then
Wow.
why can't you guys
That's
just prove to everybody watching
They can't prove it because they don't know it. They swear an oath to it, but I gotta say that's got to be the biggest hoax perpetrated on the American people in the history of this country. The hell am I talking about?
Man,
You guys will
cops is
say it.
saying-
America's a corporation, so maybe
Is it
I'm not
gay?
wrong, right?
Wow.
That you all know the First Amendment.
Because we don't need to go ahead and play this game with you, sir. You came here.
I'll give you a start, okay? Freedom of speech, number one. What's number two?
Just,
Go ahead.
sir,
Go ahead.
He doesn't know it.
sir, we're not gonna.
Look at
do
that
this.
What's
face.
number two, Officer Hebert?
It's Officer Hebert.
Yes, sir.
We're not gonna
Hebert.
do this.
Why not? In all this time, you could have said them.
I've heard of He-Man, but I've never heard of Hebert. Okay.
I would have been gone. But because you guys don't know them, see, this is the problem. You guys don't know the First Amendment. 17 years, you said, right? Okay. After 17 years of service,
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get a thumbnail so that I can put the He-Man haircut on them.
can you state the First Amendment?
I can, but I don't need to.
You're a liar, sir.
He doesn't know it.
I need to.
You're
I need to for you.
Yes.
You're ordering me to give.
Well,
you-
seeing as you
Yeah,
work for
I
the
am.
people, you should prove to the people that you know the laws that you're enforcing. So I'm going to ask you guys again. What is the First Amendment, young man?
Sir, we're not gonna.
My
do
young
this.
Italian friend,
Sir, we're not gonna do this.
because you
Thinks
don't
it's
know.
funny.
How embarrassing. Guys, do you see this? 17 years.
If you would like your public
17 years, and you
You're more
can't
than happy to
name
go
one.
for invoices
See,
to
this is
call,
what you're learning
and
from,
they will
okay?
upload it to-
They don't care about the First Amendment. That's why he don't.
There was a recent video where another cop was on the force for 17 years and he didn't know shit either. I should make a shirt called 17 Years Dumb Cops. And another one that says, when seconds count, cops are only 77 minutes away. Would you guys
No.
buy that shirt?
Okay?
Not at all.
You don't. You just said that on camera. Perfect.
Yeah,
He doesn't care at all
You're right, I
about
don't.
the First
You're
Amendment.
right, I don't.
Who's your sergeant?
And in fact,
Who's your sergeant,
you've been
Officer
exercising
Hebert?
your First Amendment
Yes,
since the
sir.
moment you got
I
here.
have.
Not very politely. However,
I don't
still
have to be
treat you
polite.
with your
Actually, I've been pretty
absolute-
polite, actually.
No, you don't, because none of us have a right to not be disrespected, and you've been pretty
What?
disrespectful.
You have a right not to be disrespected.
You do
Really?
not.
There it is, folks, from the horse's mouth. Cops are out there enforcing feelings today, not law. Cops are enforcing their own feelings and other people's feelings too. Your rights don't matter, folks, and law doesn't matter. Feelings in America matter the most right now, and that's the shit we need to change. Dude, let's do something, okay? Let's go out and hurt someone's feelings today and say, hey, I did it just to show you that I'm an American. This country has become so fucking soft. As a matter of fact,
I agree with
you guys in the comment section, say something horrible about me. All right? Say something horrible. Call me names, because I want you guys to hurt my feelings today. I think it's important because this soft shell needs to harden up, folks. I need some punches thrown at me. I'm a real American, and I want to show the people what it's like to get over my feelings and understand that it's your freedom to do so. Yeah, let's keep going.
You do not have a right
Really?
to not be disrespected.
That use two negatives in a sentence. That's like second grade grammar that most 4-year-olds know how to do. Yeah, okay. So,
He's straight clowning this
Really?
cop. It's
right,
hilarious.
actually,
No, you don't, because none of us have a right to not be disrespected, and you've been pretty disrespectful.
you have a right not to be disrespected.
You do
Really?
Not, you do not have a right
Really?
to not be disrespected.
That use two negatives in a sentence. That's like second grade grammar that most 4-year-olds know how to do. Yeah, okay. So,
That's fine.
are you admitting you don't know the
love
First
it.
Amendment?
That's not what I'm admitting at all.
So tell me one other thing other than
I'm not
freedom of
playing your
speech,
game, sir.
because you don't know.
All right.
Okay, what's
Sir,
the
you're more than welcome.
what's
to
the
go pay
fourth?
for
I'll make it
your
easy.
public records
What's the
request.
Fourth
You're
Amendment?
more
There's
than
only one
welcome
part
to
of the
go
Fourth
pay your
Amendment.
public records.
He's teaching the young cop how to be a complete jerk off.
Look
He's
at
teaching
him.
the young cop how to
Look
be
at
an
the
asshole to
police.
the people.
Not this.
I wonder what their
Hey,
conversation was like
what a
afterwards.
fucking kid,
Request.
he's doing.
So the invoice for it so that
You
we
guys
can
can leave anytime you want.
You're right, we can.
What's the First
Are you
Amendment?
gonna go pay?
Name any amendment, officer.
You have
Any
a
amendment.
wonderful day.
I would.
I hope
Any
you get
amendment.
exactly what you're looking
Come on. How
for.
about you? How
But
about
we're
the
not here to
second?
play
You know what the
games.
second is?
We're not here.
No,
to
you don't know
answer your
shit.
political
Okay.
questions.
It's
Wow,
not
look
political.
at
This is law. This is stuff you guys are supposed to know.
We do know it.
Well, prove it. Prove it.
Prove
I
it.
prove it every day in the streets.
No, you don't.
Bullshit.
You're proving it right now that you guys are trash.
Prove it.
You're trash, man. You don't know anything about the fucking law.
Thank you, sir. You have a great
You
day.
know
Skedaddle.
nothing about the law, Hebert. Hey, who's your sergeant, by the way,
Tuck tail.
Hebert?
Hernandez.
Hernandez? Is that a woman?
Hernandez and Sergeant Lynch.
What's first names?
Sergeant Hernandez and Sergeant Lynch.
Is that the only Hernandez in the
Goddamn,
department?
Sergeant
I
Lynch.
believe it is, yes.
Sergeant Hernandez and
Lynch.
Lynch.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
You have a wonderful
They're
day.
gonna love to see this.
You have a wonderful
They're
day.
they're a 17-year vet, doesn't know the Constitution, and the new guy
Not
also.
not reciting
doesn't
for
know
you
the-
doesn't mean I don't know it, sir.
Well,
You
now
don't
prove
know
it.
it.
You have a wonderful
Yeah,
You don't know
prove it.
shit, dude. You guys are just
Yeah,
you like to
people,
fucking
no?
bust balls. You're trash, dude. You're both trash. Both
This-
fucking trash.
This guy is badass. I
Doing
can't
that
wait
walk
to
of
see
shame,
more.
boys. There you go.
I
There you
absolutely
go. Bye
cannot wait
bye.
to see more
Walk
of
of
this guy's
shame.
work.
Bye. Bye.
Outstanding.
Ass fucking holes.
Outstanding work. I can't wait to see more of this guy's work.
What do you guys think about that news? I'm going to do two news, a morning news and a night news. What do you guys think? You know, I'm gonna get more news coming. You know, that's a test. I'm trying to do something different in my channel. Do you like it? Do you think it will work? Like 40 minutes into an hour news? You know. Yeah, I will do that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna see you 6 o'clock or 7. I'm gonna perform some more news tonight. You guys take it easy, and you guys take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.